Hello Scorpio, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self? As I do in all of my readings, I've pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. But I still have the tarot deck I'll be using, the clarification deck, and the advice deck I'll be pulling from to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Scorpio, let's go ahead and jump in. In your recent past, you have, it's avoid drama. It's the Moon Madness card. And then you have the Knight of Cups here in reverse. So this past energy, I feel like you've been dealing with, or were dealing with, a situation it's very drama filled. It's very chaotic, very emotional, very triggering. It could be a person, it could be an environment. And I feel like there's a sense of, I don't know if it's like obligation or necessity to be in this environment. Like, I have to be in this environment because if not, like if it's a work environment, like a toxic work environment, I have to be in this environment because if not, I don't make money. Or I have to, like, it's my mother. Like, I have to have a relationship with her. Like, there's almost like a sense of obligation that is attached to this energy, but I feel like this situation does add a lot of kind of like drama, negativity a little bit to your life. And I feel like this is what, I don't know, this situation in some way is like what this reading is going to be about, like how to transform this in some way. In your current energy, you have intuition with the Fool. So I feel like your intuition is trying to guide you to a new beginning. And it's a very abundant new beginning, which we'll see in a second. You have the Ten of Pentacles, and then the overall theme for the reading, I'll show you to the card, is Bountiful Harvest. So it feels like whatever new beginning you're being guided to, it is very abundant. However, it kind of feels like it's pushing you in a direction that feels very uncomfortable, or, I don't know, like is very... would require you to put a lot of faith in the universe. Now, in your immediate future, like I said, you have the Ten of Pentacles, but you also have Change Your Tune. It's a Moonlight Serenade card. And the way that I see this Change Your Tune card is it's kind of about raising your vibration, which I know that those are such buzzwords in today's spiritual world. But seriously, like, you know, a lot of times when we talk about attracting whatever it is that we desire, abundance or financial security or love or whatever the case is, it's about aligning with the vibration of that thing. Like, that is the way that the law of attraction works. It's like tuning into a radio station. If you think like whatever this thing you want to attract, like financial success, love, whatever it is like a radio station. In order to attract it, we have to kind of tune into that station. So tune our vibration to whatever it is that we want to attract. The book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne talks a lot about that specific concept and how to do that. But as we kind of raising our vibration sometimes means getting ourselves out of situations and relationships that actually lower our vibration, that bring us down, that hold us back in some way. And I almost feel like that is what this is about. Like, I don't know if there are certain people or, I don't know, something that's like holding you back or keeping you stuck in like a lower vibration. But there's a sense of obligation to it. But then on the other side, or like when you're able to kind of get to a place of like getting out of that lower vibration. I'm not saying you are at a lower vibration, but I feel like whatever you're dealing with has a tendency to kind of pull you down to it. On the other side of it, you have this Ten of Pentacles, and then you have Bountiful Harvest. So I don't exactly know what this is talking about. Again, this is just overall energy. We'll definitely get more as we dive into tarot. So let's see. Let's just see. Past energy here for Scorpio. Avoid drama with the Knight of Cups in reverse. What was Scorpio dealing with in this situation, this past energy? The way that I kind of have view these past, present, and future readings is it's kind of more like what you've been dealing with, like what you need to know about it, and like how to move forward, or like what you can expect as you move forward in a way. So even though this is technically like referring to your recent past, it could still be a situation that you're dealing with. What does Scorpio need to know about this situation? What was Scorpio dealing with? Two of Swords in reverse. There's indecision here. Indecision, and the indecision is coming from a place of fearing loss or fearing lack. So that's the obligation I was sensing. Is it's almost like, well, I wouldn't have the money that I need, or I wouldn't, like if it's not, like if it's a relationship with someone, if I don't have this relationship, I'll be alone, or this love or this, like it would never be replaced. Like basically like this is as good as it can get. Essentially, like mindset wise, it's not saying that that's actually what's true. But yeah, with the Two of Swords in reverse, it's almost like, because I feel like it's like you know you are unhappy or are unhappy in this. Like you're very aware of the drama, right? Like I don't think this is something that you're unaware of. I just feel like you don't really know what to do about it. And that's what's kind of kept you stuck in it. Which, can make it makes a lot of sense. But man, yeah, this is adding a lot of stress to your life, a lot of anxiety, maybe bringing up insecurities, fears, and doubts. I don't know. It's definitely difficult. Okay, more for this situation for Scorpio. I feel like, yeah, there's this energy of feeling a little bit hopeless. Feeling like things are never going to improve. They're never going to get better. This is always how they're going to be. And this Judgment here is saying there's more to it than that. There's more, because then you have the Seven of Swords, which is like there's a lot that you don't know, a lot that you can't really see. It's basically, I feel like Spirit's way of saying it doesn't always have to be like this. Because, yeah, this is very challenging, very stressful, heavy energy here. Triggering, emotional, chaotic, like all those words. And then some. And I feel like maybe this is something sometimes, especially if we're dealing with like a toxic relationship or a toxic job environment, like you almost get used to it. It's almost as if you become accustomed to the drama, to the negativity, to the stress, to the toxicity. And sometimes like it's complacency isn't necessarily the right word, because sometimes you don't even realize, like for me, I spent a lot of time in really unhealthy relationships. And I didn't even really know, like I obviously was aware that there were unhealthy aspects of my relationships, but I didn't realize how unhealthy my relationships really were until I got into a relationship with my current partner and now have like a healthy relationship. I didn't, now looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, like that was tough. It's almost as if sometimes we don't know better, especially if you're dealing with like a parent. You're like, oh, this is just how they always are. Or like I said, a work environment, you're like, this is just how it is. But I feel like this is, again, Spirit's way of saying it doesn't have to be like this. Like there's another option, there's another solution here. Because this is an energy of feeling pretty powerless. Like you feeling pretty powerless. Almost as if there's nothing you could do about this. Let's get a little bit more here. You're not powerless. You might feel powerless, or this might have made you feel powerless, but you're not. Not in the grand scheme of things. What else does Scorpio need to know about this past energy? Okay, yeah, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, and then there's the Nine of Wands, and here you are. Queen of Cups, whether you're male or female. Queen of Pentacles, but there you are putting on a mask. So, because this, I feel like this was, yeah, okay. Queen of Cups upright. So Knight of Cups in reverse, right? Same Knight of Cups in reverse we have right here. Like, this is this energy of being, like just consistently triggered. I don't know, just consistently, just dealing constantly with stress and anxiety. And it's almost like with the Queen of Pentacles kind of covering the Queen of Cups here, it's almost like having to pretend you're fine in a way. Like, this is fine, like I can handle this. Now, one of the things I've certainly learned is that capacity does not equal obligation. Just because you can handle something doesn't mean you should have to. And I feel like that's what this reading is about. Like, you don't have to deal with this. But with the Nine of Wands, it's almost like this, like, feeling as if there's no way out. Feeling as if there's no way out. Which is why I feel like it's like you adapted. You adapted to this Queen of Pentacles, and you were like, it's fine, I can handle this, I'm good, I'm stable, I'm like, even though inside you're like screaming, you're like, ah! Yeah, feeling like there's no way out. There is a way out, though. Okay, so let's shift gears here. Current energy for Scorpio. You have intuition with the Fool. Like I said, your intuition is trying to lead you to a new beginning. And it's a very abundant new beginning here. So, Scorpio's current energy. This could totally be like a family thing. Like just dealing with, because there's that weird obligation that I feel like has been, placed on all of us, where it's like, the whole like blood is thicker than water, like family above everything. And here, I will go ahead and just go on the record to say family is very important. However, if you're constantly experiencing even going as far as like abuse, or, your family is not treating you well, there's not an obligation to stick around. I don't know. Someone out there might need to hear that. Okay. And that's something I can tell you from experience. Okay, well, let's see. The World. So, but here you are. You're stuck in this cycle. But the High Priestess in reverse, this is kind of this intuition card, higher self card. It's almost like not hearing it, not following it. Stuck in a cycle. I want more on this. Because this has been, like I said, this has been something that repeats in your life. Now, it could be like one certain person or one certain place, or maybe it's a lot of different situations that kind of have the same vibe. Because again, I look back at my unhealthy relationships. I wasn't just in one, and it wasn't always just the other person's fault. Like, I certainly had my own toxic traits and toxic habits too, but I didn't realize the extent of it until, I was in a healthier relationship. So it's not just like I was in like one unhealthy relationship. It was like, there were a few. So sometimes the cycle can appear, what I'm getting at is the cycle can appear like in different situations, but still kind of be the same environment, which is what starts to make people believe this is just how things go. All relationships are unhealthy, or all job environments are toxic, or I don't know, something of that nature. I want clarity on this though. The Hierophant with the Death in reverse. And here you are again as the King of Cups this time. Changes that need to happen, changes that need to be made. It's almost like starting the process of even giving yourself permission to get out of this environment, because this isn't what you deserve. And it's certainly not where you belong. But if we look forward, if we look at a situation, a problem that we're having, and our first immediate instinct is like, there's no way out or there's no solution, then it's going to be really hard for us to see a solution, right? If you are always like, when you break it down, what you believe is going to be what you perceive. So if you believe the universe doesn't have my back, there's no way out, things are never going to get better, like that's how you're going to view your reality. But if you kind of are able to shift your perspective a little bit and come from a different place of, the universe is always supporting me, there are always solutions, maybe even opportunities that I'm unaware of yet, I just need to be open to them, you'll start to actually find solutions and opportunities in places that you never would have seen before. So what I'm getting at with this, and I know it's not easy, but sometimes we stay stuck in a cycle because we truly believe there's no other way. We truly believe that there's no other solution, that it's like, it's this is it. I'm tied to this. I'm stuck in this. But it's almost like you've made this decision that like this is like you're stuck in this, or you're like, oh, I've put too much effort and work into this, like, or it's too much energy or effort to change, or there's too much fear associated with change. I don't know. But Spirit is trying to pull you to something better. And this new beginning, I mean, it's good. It's real good. Like you're not stuck. You feel like you are. And I don't want to downplay your feelings or your situation by any means, but like, even if it feels impossible to like get yourself out of this, or to have a new beginning, like it's not impossible, even if it feels that way. Again, I don't want to downplay the way you feel, but I feel like that's the whole point of this reading, is like, it doesn't have to be this way. There's a better path or option or solution. Current energy for Scorpio. The Empress in reverse. The Star. Here's the obligation. Because here's the Fool, right? We have the Fool right here. This is talking about the new beginning. But I feel like your focus is on like the obligation of making sure that everyone and everything around you is taken care of. Like prioritizing the needs of everyone and everything else. But your needs consistently suffering. It's almost like sacrificing yourself in some way. Like to make a relationship work or for an income. And maybe you feel like that's necessary. For a long time, just speaking from my own personal experience, I always believed that in order to make decent money, like to be able to survive financially, that I had to be burnt out, miserable, working a job I hated. Like I truly didn't believe for a long time, until I started to experience alignment, that like money could be an easy, how do I say that in a way that's not super triggering, but money can be an easily exchangeable energy for your time. It doesn't require you to be miserable and burnt out and anxious, and because that's what I was taught. That's what society teaches you. That's what my parents taught me, just through their experience. And there's so many things we don't realize, that we deserve. You, Scorpio, deserve stability and security and love and safety and all the things that you desire, without having to sacrifice yourself in the process, or your needs or your desires. And it seems as if there's this belief that you carry that that's necessary. And that's maybe why you feel there's no way out, is you're like, this is just how things go. You're supposed to hate your job. Relationships are supposed to suck most of the time. I don't know. Like it's like there's this belief that this is just how things are, but it doesn't have to be this way. Like that is what I keep hearing. It does not have to be this way. You can, and that it sounds so, and I get, told this by, I have people every now and then jump in the comment section, oh, you're so naive. You're so young, you're so naive. And I get why people would think that, for sure. But, I will say, it's funny looking at like where I came from to where I am now, how it's like I used to have this cynical belief that the world was always out to get me and I always had to fight for everything that I ever wanted, and I did for a really long time, because that's what I was taught, that's what I learned. But then through healing and through a spiritual journey and deepening my connection with something bigger than me, I have learned, it doesn't actually have to be that way. Life doesn't have to be so hard. I don't have to be so miserable all the time. That doesn't mean like things are always good and there's no problems. It just means that there's this, I have this genuine belief that no matter what the problem, there's always a solution, and I'm always supported in that solution, which as long as I believe it has continued to be true for me. And what I'm getting at is, our beliefs are a direct reflection, or our experience, our reality is a direct reflection of our beliefs. And if you aren't living the life that you desire, it's because a part of you doesn't believe you can, for whatever reason. And a lot of times it's, I don't believe it's possible. Like, I don't believe it's possible for me to find the love that I deserve and like set the boundaries that I need to, or I don't believe it's possible for me to be able to work a job I love and like pay my bills and support the lifestyle I desire. But it is possible to both value yourself and receive what it is that you deserve. I don't know. There's this, that's just the way it is aspect of this. But it's not. It doesn't have to be. Maybe that's what you've been taught, and that's what you've experienced, and that's what everything and everyone around you has told you, but it doesn't have to be that way. I don't know if this is making sense. Okay. Current energy for Scorpio. There's the Fool again, and then there's the Chariot with the Death in reverse. Sometimes we get so... I'm going to say this, and I feel like this can sound really triggering, but let me elaborate. What I was going to say is we can get so comfortable in our suffering. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying that you are actively choosing to be stuck in this environment, right? Like, I'm not blaming you for that at all. But sometimes we get so used to our survival mode. We really do. It's almost like when it becomes all you know, it almost becomes easy because you're like, well, I've been surviving and struggling and fighting for my life, like my whole life. Like, that's just what I know. That's what I'm used to. But which almost makes you feel like afraid to make change because you're like, well, this is fine. I can handle this. But it's almost like Spirit is saying you don't have to handle this. You don't have to be as unhappy or miserable or stressed out or whatever it is as you have been. Like, you are not destined to live a life like that. You are not, it's just, but you have to see and believe that there's more that's possible for you in order for you to start to see a path forward. Because if you don't believe it's possible, you're not going to see that path forward. You're not going to see other opportunities or options because in your mind you're going to say, well, this is how it has to be. I'm supposed to be miserable. I'm supposed to be unhappy. I'm supposed to be unloved or undervalued or whatever. And it's like, no, absolutely not. Okay, let me keep moving forward. What does Scorpio need to know moving forward? Because you have this change your tune with the 10 of Pentacles. So this is about like raising your vibration, but also change your tune. Now that I'm understanding the story a little bit more, I also feel could be like change your outlook, change your perspective, change your your energy in a way, like where you're directing your energy toward. It's always so easy to get caught up in what isn't working and how far we have to go and how unhappy we are. And I don't want to take away the validation of the feelings that you deserve to have, because I'm not saying like you shouldn't feel the way you feel and you shouldn't address those feelings. What I am saying is that sometimes we get so caught up in kind of our negative loops that we actually kind of keep ourselves trapped in a reality that aligns with those negative loops. I mean, if you think about your mind as like a projector, it's constantly projecting your feelings, your thoughts, and your beliefs back to you. Ultimately, kind of your thoughts and your beliefs. Like, you're constantly seeing them in your reality. So if you change your thoughts, if you change your beliefs, if you step into a different mindset, if you view things from a different perspective, if you open your mind in a certain way, you're going to start to see different things, because it's like the movie, the story in your mind is changing, which is going to project something different into your reality. But the hard part about that is that the first step before you can change anything is you have to be aware. You have to start to become aware of how your negativity can hold you back. Now, for me, it's funny getting told that I'm naive, because I used to be the most negative person you've ever met. I used to only complain. I used to see the negative in everything. I used to expect the negative. I used to live in a world of just like, how can I avoid whatever impending negative thing is happening? Impending. Is that a word? Pending? I don't know. But through a lot of healing and a lot of like just spiritual work, I've been able to shift that perspective. And I kid you not, my life has shifted because of it. It hasn't just been like like little changes here and there. Like, my whole life is different because of the different perspective and beliefs that I've been so lucky to obtain. So I feel like this is, the Change Your Tune card is kind of this reminder that our life is a reflection of us. We don't attract in this life what we want. We attract who we are. We attract what we believe. We attract what we think about, what we give energy to. And if we're constantly giving energy to the things that are pulling us down, we're going to continue to be pulled down. But if we remove ourselves from people and situations that do that pull us down, that shift our energy to the negative, we will begin to experience like this almost, how do I explain it? It's like a flower. It's blooming. It's almost like these opportunities open up. Like, I remember I literally started to notice that the world had more color. It's like I could see, I was like, oh my gosh, it's quite pretty here. Like, it's crazy how much our mind directly affects our reality. And I feel like what Spirit is really trying to tell you through this reading is there's so much good in this world, so much wonderful, abundant energy that you are deserving of experience that's possible for you. But I feel like life has beat you down a little bit, and it's made you stop believing in that. Understandably so, right? When you've been through a lot, it's hard to believe things ever get better. But the more that you can start to shift your mindset in that direction, the better things actually start to get. It takes time, and it takes practice, and it takes commitment, and it's not easy, but it is true, and it does happen. All right, so what does Scorpio need to know moving forward? Nine of Swords in reverse, the Ace of Swords. This is like a breakthrough, an inner breakthrough. And this has been a long time coming. It's like seeing things differently for the first time, like clarity, insight that you didn't have before. Maybe this is coming from your material world. Maybe it's coming from like your spiritual world. I don't know, but it's like, it's a breakthrough. It's almost like this, I don't have to deal with this. I don't have to put up with this. There is more that's possible. It's like recognizing what Spirit's been trying to tell you. It's almost like you see it. You see it clearly. And I feel like that's where you start to, because this Knight of Swords in reverse is, it's kind of this energy of something that really like sits you down, like takes, like you're like, whoa. It's like shocking. But I don't necessarily know if it's shocking in a bad way as much as it is just like a very clear way. And it's almost like you're like, whoa. It like slows you down. It makes you see things differently. And I feel like this opens up a lot of doors for you, because this is the beginning of a new perspective. And since our life is a reflection of our perspective, as your perspective changes, your life is going to change. So I don't know, Spirit's really trying to lead you to something good. It might require you to make some uncomfortable changes, or changes that you're afraid to make or nervous to make or something, but it's all good energy. Okay. What else does Scorpio need to know moving forward? Yeah, what is this breakthrough? All right, what else does Scorpio need to know moving forward? Ten of Swords with a Page of Cups in reverse. With the Chariot. Oh, Scorpio. Oh, this message makes me want to cry for you. With the High Priestess. Oh, this is so wonderful. And then there's the Fool. You know, I feel like I'm speaking to a collective who's been through a lot in their life. And I feel like that's even an understatement. And I feel like, and that's what I feel like this Ten of Swords is representing. It's like you've been kicked down, set on fire, and kicked a few more times while you were down by life. And I feel like, you know, a lot of things, you've been through a lot of things that would break a lot of people. And maybe it has broken you, and there's no shame in that, okay? There's no shame in how you've handled the things you've been through. But this is almost like, and this is why it makes me want to cry, is it's stepping into this powerful energy of almost saying like, I won't let this break, or I won't let this like take away my ability to be happy. I won't let this take away my ability to be loved. Like I won't settle for this anymore. I won't accept less than what I deserve. I won't put myself in these positions again. I won't let people put me in these positions anymore. It's almost like and I feel like that's what this breakthrough is. And it almost like immediately leads to changes in your life, because you have this Chariot, right? It's like this, it's like shooting forward in a way. It's almost like this breakthrough, which I feel like has been a long time coming. It's like you experience it and then like, boom, new beginning. Chariot. Because remember, we had the High Priestess in reverse here. Then you have the High Priestess upright. It's like, I'm listening to myself now. And I feel like so much of this energy that is waiting for you is what you stopped believing is possible. That's what I feel like is the coolest thing about this reading, is the positivity on the other side of this breakthrough, the abundance, the love, the joy, the peace, whatever it is. Like it's you stopped believing is possible because you've gotten so used to this. And again, like I said, there's this energy of this is just how things are. But Spirit is saying, this isn't how they have to be. Okay, what else does Scorpio need to know moving forward? Because yeah, this is it's like a breakthrough. It's a breakthrough that's coming, that's leading you to like an incredibly abundant new beginning. Abundant, and abundance, you know, that word can mean so many different things, right? I'm not talking abundance as in like material possessions, okay? I think a lot of people can take it that way, or like material wealth at all. I mean, it could be financial stability. It could be a sense of inner peace. It could be loving yourself when you look in the mirror. It could be, healing from a really difficult childhood trauma. Like there's so many different things that could be, but each step in the direction of those good things is going to take you a little bit closer to the life that you desire. Okay, what else does Scorpio need to know moving forward? Scorpio, it's time for you to take your life back. It's time for you to take your life back. And maybe you're in the process of doing this. And maybe this is just like confirmation for you. But I feel like you've been in a lot of situations in your life where you, and especially talking about whatever this is, like where you felt really powerless, where you felt really small. And when we go through situations like that, especially if you dealt with a lot of this in childhood, you're going to start to believe these things about yourself. You're going to start to believe you are small and that you're not worthy and that you're not lovable and you're not good enough. And so you'll allow yourself to stay in environments that reflect that back at you. You're not lovable, you're not good enough, because you've been taught that that's who you are, because that's what the world has shown you. But that doesn't have to be what's true for you. You can be an experience. You can be whoever you want to be, and you can experience whatever you want to experience in this world. But the only person that can know that, believe that, and act from that capacity is you. This is a reading about freaking taking your life back. And it's powerful, but it's difficult. It's challenging. And you're going to doubt yourself because that's part of it. But it's like almost moving yourself out of spaces that align with what you've been taught about yourself, and moving into spaces about discovering who you truly are. That you are lovable, and you are deserving, and you are supported, and all of these things that I feel like you've doubted because, well, why wouldn't you? Because of what you've been through. Okay, this is what you need to know. The extended is what you can do right now to ensure you're moving forward in alignment with your higher self. So a little bit more tangible advice. Any information for that is in the description box below. Thank you so much, Scorpio, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you. It was a longer reading, so thank you if you stuck it with me. But I hope it resonated with you in a way you were needing. And as always, Scorpio, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Scorpio.